is not the case. It means the hackers, they have changed their guns. So we'll have to understand challenges in a very strategic way, and I see that we can discuss moving around 3P, which is like people, process, and products. So if I look at people, IT and OT perspective, the OT people are typical engineers. They live in their, I used to call, in their own kingdom, and then usually they don't allow IT people to come inside and direct them. So that is the kind of initial friction and resistance, which is, I think, globally available without any differentiation. And also that requires different security awareness treatment, because that awareness is totally lacking. That is also one of the challenges. You can't elevate their security maturity level with a typical curriculum which is written thinking about IT security threats. So you have to think about that. And process perspective after people, OT specific security, incident security handling, you can again use the IT security standard like ISO 27001. You go and choose security levels which are defined under your OT plants under IE 62443, SL1, SL2, SL3. So SL1 is like no control and SL3 is like very much mature, endorsed by management. And last but not the least, if you go and certify your plant against this ISO 27001 for IT perspective and IEC 62443 for OT perspective, you need at the end of the day a third party view to say whether you are in the right direction or not. So luckily recently there is a new framework, it's called C2M2. So cyber security maturity model. It helps you to declare whether you have achieved an acceptable security maturity level under IT and OT to avoid such catastrophic security incident which can eventually create $1 million loss for your plant. Of the very well-known malware, which was, let's say in RASCAS, is a public security incident. In RASCAS, with the help of OT cyber security incident monitoring proactive approach, it was detected at the 11th hour, where it was showing all dashboards looks great, normal, but actually under the radar, they were all compromised, like your boiler system was not showing the actual pressure. And even your HE system, which is supposed to trigger you a security alarm, that was compromised. So you can do comparison, the command and control center compromise statistics coming in front of you, and some dashboard showing you the actual incident going in real time, and with the one button you can go and block security policy like the complex password policy. Maybe within 15 minutes we can finish. But in case of OT, I can recall in one of the sessions, we took just to finalize a simple OT password security policy. It took half day to convince people, because there it is a nightmare to introduce a complex password. No one can afford that account is going to be locked out in case you go and try wrong password. So it means there is no one size fit. Now let's talk about the third P, which is product. Again, a lot of monopoly, I will say, from OEM. Something in the name of IT where you can go and introduce, let's say, Active Directory at the cost of $10,000. The same thing if you need in OT, it may cost you $500,000. So things are very complex. The OEM, even they don't allow you to touch, because then it is a warranty issue. People are afraid. In IT, we are living in an age where it is very normal to go and patch a system after 1 week. In OT, you may expect a patch is missing since last 10 years, since 6 guards are required. In OT, one of the major challenges before we talk about incident, that people, they don't know about their universe. The inventory is even not known to them. To do that, rather than going through a manual process of asking people, now there are technology available. You can put this across all of your OT network. It can sniff the traffic, and in real time it can tell you that right now your OT plant is using, let's say, Yokogawa or ABB or XYZ vendors. And not only that, it can tell you they are using which version. And from this version, you can understand that this version looks like 10 years old. It means thousands of vulnerabilities, are available, and they are quite qualified for that. So it means, first of all, you can create the overall availability of the plant in the name of security, because people are still living in the illusion that there is a so-called air-gap environment, which is a kind of blessing, which is no more, to be honest, because ultimately they are somewhere they are interconnected with the internet. People believe in this illusion. If the plant was working since last 10 years, why not? And why they should go and spare more money, time and investment in this area. So these are the OT, a very, very, a rigorous process is required to make sure that at least your system should be having not basic level security gaps, integrations, all these things are very, I will say buzzword, but the secure integration is the key. And I give you an example. In all this excitement of launching services and meeting deadline, security should not remain behind the scene, and we should be fully empowered to challenge if no matter the deadline is not going to be met, but as far as security requirements are met, yes, you can proceed further. So in summary, these type of awareness, these type of assessment is the key message to have successfully adopt such integration, ultimately to get benefit from the outside world who has run such a plant and share their experience, knowledge base to avoid many, and you can use preventive measures to avoid many outages in advance.
By enterprise applications, right? They're either SAP or some other kind of enterprise applications. I've seen a lot of discussions around cybersecurity on presentation, network layer, and many other aspects. We will talk about SCADA here and a few other things, but I haven't seen much focus on the enterprise applications cybersecurity. That presents a different science and cyber technology altogether. So you guys do anything about that? Any initiative on that?
I can answer for this. So as you said, like SAP and this type of enterprise solution, ERP, and typical, mostly being used under enterprise network, they are the need of the time actually to, in the name of operation efficiency and making it more effective, that there is a concept of digital twin, like you can run in virtual environment a complete plant, and you can do exercise, and you can actually exhaust your system in virtually, not physically, to get the output, and then integrate such input with your SAP system, with your ERP system to get the real-time benefit. The only concern here is the SAP or these type of solutions